congratulations. How's it been for you today?
It's a dream come true, really. Something I've worked towards since I was a kid, growing up through the academy, and finally got my opportunity today. So just got to thank everyone, my family, and then the manager, obviously, and the fans for making me feel welcome and like kind of killing the nerves a little bit. Yeah.
You took it all in your stride.
Yeah.
When did you first find out that you were playing?
During the day today. We got the team lineup, or the starting 11, and when I saw my name, just instant shock and like nerve-wracking for a couple of hours, and just had to like sit there for a bit and just think, wow, this is the day, like. And yeah, as soon as I stepped onto the pitch, I think with the fans behind me and everyone wanting me to do well and stuff, it just gave me motivation and confidence to do what I can do.
You look so comfortable from first minute to the last. You grew in the game, a couple of assists as well. Could it have gone much better?
Not really, to be honest. I think I've got to thank my teammates as well for allowing me to have the game that I did, and I think also the manager as well for the chance to express myself on the pitch, and yeah, finally the fans like getting behind me and making me feel part of it.
Certainly was a very special atmosphere. We were talking off camera, weren't we? This is the 5th level that you've played at this year. I mean, that's development for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I think first couple of games of the season I started in the under-18s and then just worked my way up, and finally achieved what my aim is at Chelsea, and just I can't lost for words really.
I'm not surprised, but you're also incredible. You're the youngest ever Chelsea player to start an FA Cup tie. I mean, that's another badge of honour for you.
Yeah.
The list goes on.
Yeah, I didn't know that, to be fair. Yeah, proud moment, obviously. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
No,
really.
I'm not surprised. It's been an emotional day, I'm sure, for you, for your family. I mean, the sky's the limit. What else do you want to achieve this year now?
Obviously, at the start of the season, my aims, I've achieved my aims already, and I've gone beyond of what I wanted to achieve. So I suppose when I get home, I'll just have to take a couple of days to take it all in, and then think about what's next.
We spoke about young players pre-match, didn't we? How impressed were you with Lewis Hall today?
He did what he did in training, and it's also credit to the guys around him, like Saul, like Matteo, like Malang, make things easy for him. Dressing room is very supportive for these players. The environment is a good environment that they can show their level, and then in the end they need to show it, and with all the tension and being a bit nervous, playing in front of a big crowd. But he did well. He was involved in goals, and he has a lot of things to learn, but that's why he's with us, and now it's the moment to continue.
Oh, Lewis, well done. Really good performance. How did you find it?
Yeah, obviously disappointing result, obviously losing the game, being knocked out of the competition so early, but I think personally it's what you dream of as a kid, playing in the biggest games, and I think playing against a top team like City and at the Etihad is something that you dream of, so really happy. Yeah.
It's obviously the FA Cup was brilliant last season, but that was Chesterfield. This is the champions of England. The step up is marked, isn't it? Did you feel that kind of intensity to the game?
Yeah, definitely. The way they move the ball around is one of the best teams in the world to do it. So it's very tough, physically demanding against a team like City. But I think we still had chances where we could have potentially got ourselves back into the game or put ourselves ahead. So yeah, I think we can take positives from the game.
The boss has just been in here lauding your performance. What did he say to you before the match, and then again when you came off, because we saw everybody giving you high fives and handshakes?
Yeah, no, before the game he was just like, you deserve this, and he obviously said that what I've done in training, just keep doing it and play the way I play, don't play any differently, and just be myself and try to express myself as best as possible. Yeah.
So those of us who've watched you in the youth team over the last couple of years have seen you play. I think I've seen you play pretty much everywhere except in goal. Is that wide left role the one that you favour yourself? Is that where you see yourself eventually ending up?
I think, if I'm honest, I prefer playing in the middle of the pitch. I feel like that's where I can be most effective, whether that's as a pivot or as an 8. I feel like that's where I can be most effective. But I've played left side quite a lot, whether it's wing back or centre half. I think it's something that I like to have, that versatility. So when the manager can pick a team, there's different positions that you can be selected for.
Have you set yourself a goal now for the rest of the season? Are you thinking you want to get more first team minutes? Is it about carrying on the good form that we've seen in PL2 this year, or are you just kind of taking it one step at a time?
I think taking it one step at a time, because obviously at the start of the season I was playing regularly in the PL2, and I was really happy with how I was doing, and as a team I feel like we're really building and we're getting somewhere with it. But with opportunities like this where it's something that you're not quite expected, but it's happened all so quickly, I think you just got to take it one week at a time and from one game to the next.
Finally, John Terry was saying how impressed he was with your performance tonight on Twitter. He's obviously the benchmark for the Chelsea Academy. But when you look at the team now, can you see that pathway because of the likes of Reece and Mason and Trev and everybody else who's playing? You feel there's a route through from the academy to the first team? Yeah,
definitely, especially when you look at those players like you mentioned, Reece, Mason, Trev, everyone. I think it's a big inspiration to all young players who are potentially training with the first team and getting experiences like I did tonight. I think everyone realises that it's possible, and I think with John Terry, he's in and around the academy coaching, and he's really good with all the younger players, and he's just a top inspirational guy.
We'll be inspiring kids in the academy now. Well done tonight. We'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
Lewis, you find yourself a little bit unsure of how it ended up, the scoreline it did? You were right in the game for large parts.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we had chances, especially in the first half, where going into half time, definitely don't feel like we should be 2-0 down. So, but that's how it's been all season, really. Struggling to score goals, and yeah, I know it's a bit disappointing because we don't feel out of the game. When we should be scoring these chances, it's not half chances; they're good chances which other teams put away against us. So yeah, if we need to improve on that.
Yeah, did you feel personally like you were really able to affect the match and be a creative influence, albeit no one was able to put away anything you created?
Yeah, I mean, got a lot of space out wide, especially in the first half, where put in a couple of decent crosses, but at the end of the day, when you lose 4-1 to Manchester United, there's not much else to say, really.
How much of a blow is that second goal for them coming when it did?
Yeah, it's frustrating because 1-0 still in the game, definitely, especially with the chances we was creating, and yeah, 2-0 going into half times. It's just even more frustrating, really. But then even again coming into the second half, it's not, when the game's not done. 2-0, definitely not done. So for me, the third goal was more of a killer. But yeah, like I said, very frustrating, and we all need to take responsibility for that, because at the end of the day we're Chelsea, and losing a game like this isn't acceptable.
So I just wonder for you, as a young player, how you found all this change of manager, obviously the team having a really difficult season, massive squad, but in and amongst it you've made progress. So what's it been like for you? Yeah, I mean, it's been really good, but also difficult at the same time. Obviously, coming into a side that's struggling a bit. There's no doubt the talent that we have in the dressing room. The squad's amazing. So many talented players, but I think it just takes a while for everyone to gel, and so yeah, it's been difficult on that part. But for me, it's been a good learning experience to come in and train and play with these great players. And yes, hopefully I can, and we as a team can push on next season and give the fans back what they deserve and what they missed this year. Do you find yourself really looking forward to next season? Clean slate, fresh start, going again? Yeah, definitely. I think we all are, really, because we know how frustrating it's been. Not just for us, but all the fans, all the staff, everyone, because we've all put so much hard work in, and there's no doubt about the work rate and the effort we put in, and the talent's clearly there. You can see in glimpses how good we are, but it's just about putting it all together, and hopefully next season we can come in and have a good pre-season and we can hit the ground running.